Live from Sacramento City Hall, it's the SacVibes podcast. Welcome to SacVibes, the local government podcast that educates, engages, and empowers the residents of the city of Sacramento. I'm your co-host, Greg, and
I'm your lone surviving co-host, Lynette.
Yeah.
Holding it down.
Shout out to our coworkers who are not here. Danielle and Ari, both of them are not feeling well. So hope you all feel better soon. And we quarantine them away from us because we're not trying to get sick right now, right, Lynette?
I'm definitely not trying to get sick.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going around, among other things.
It is going around.
How you been anyway?
I am doing better because this weather has changed for the good.
That's true.
So it just makes me happy when the sun is out. So I'm doing good.
That's good.
What about you?
I'm doing better, yeah. I like having the sun and 70-degree weather in March feels weird, but I guess that's normal. It's almost gonna be 80 this week, I think.
I'm waiting for it to be 90 and 100. That's what I'm waiting on. 90 and 100.
90 and 100, right? It was like 45 degrees this morning when I biked into work, and it's gonna be 75 today. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like 30 degree swing there.
Yeah.
But that's California for you.
That's California. I'd rather be here than freezing in New York or
exactly.
DC or something.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Only thing is everything's blooming and it looks pretty, but my allergies are like on red alert right now. So I started popping all the allergy meds ready to get ready for that. Do you have allergies? I
don't know how to answer that. I want to say no, but living in Sacramento, I feel like I do have allergies now.
Oh.
So I didn't used to have them, but
after coming here? Interesting.
Yeah.
So I lived here twice. This is my second time living in Sacramento. The first time was when I was in college up into grad school, and I had allergies then. And then when I moved to Seattle, my allergies were delayed until the summertime, but it weren't as bad as they were down here. So coming down here, yes, we're like in a valley full of dust and grass.
Yeah.
And I'm allergic to grass.
So I don't know if everybody is sick or people have allergies, because sometimes colds have the same symptoms as allergies, so it's hard to know.
There is some respiratory thing going around though, where people are getting sore throats and headaches, and those don't usually get caused by allergies. So.
But we're dropping like flies around community engagement.
Yeah.
Maybe because we be out and about.
Half our team is sick.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully we have good immune systems. I need to get my chickenpox shingles shot again. I have to redo it.
And I think polio, right? That's
polio now?
It's coming back. So I saw that. I was like, what?
Polio? Come on, man.
No, they said polio is making a comeback. Measles.
That was like FDR polio.
Yeah.
Man. That's back in the day.
Yeah, but I guess there's been a couple cases.
I know measles came back.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, just get your vaccinations, please.
Please.
Oh, my God.
Please.
Anyway, let's go over to you, Lynette, for council updates.
So my updates from now into probably May, June are going to be budget. So at council, the 5 p.m. was council this week. There was a 2 p.m. council meeting, and the council meeting was really... it started budget conversations. So department presentations. So for the next few weeks, they've grouped a number of departments together to present, and they kind of do a very high-level overview to mayor and council and the public on what the department actually does, and then also how many full-time staff, how many part-time staff, and how much is the budget for that department, just to put it into context of our entire budget, which is about $1.7 billion. So to see where we all fit in within the city's budget. So Yesterday we had economic development presented. We had our police and fire, and also our Department of Community Response. That is a department that is responsible for addressing our homeless response. And so those departments presented yesterday.
How long were y'all in council for till?
So council started at 2, and I think I left out of there about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a long day. I'm glad the 5 p.m. was canceled.
Can you imagine?
So,
oh man.
But I will say, although we as staff don't always agree with some of the public comments, I love seeing people civically engaged.
Yeah.
I love seeing people come and telling us what they like, what they don't like, what they think we should cut, what we shouldn't cut. And so shout out to all of the people that come to council. For the folks that can't come to council and they submit e-comments online so that mayor and council can read them. Your voice matters. So thank you for showing up and being civically engaged.
You get one of those for being civically engaged, y'all.
Absolutely.
For real. Thank you, Lynette, for your council updates. Let's keep the discussion today about the budget, y'all, because, that's the big thing happening here at City Hall, trying to deal with the budget deficit. So today, we're going to be having a conversation about life, I guess. I don't know how else to present it, but this is mine.
Also known as, we broke, y'all.
Yeah, we broke.
I think we're past broke, because when you're broke, it's like you have no money. I feel like we in the negative at this point.
Yeah.
So.
It's like the D.L. Hughley always talking about, what, you going to staple some stuff to my credit report?
Right.
I already got it. It's long enough as it is.
Yeah. So
in other words, when life gives you lemons, you got to make the best out of it somehow. Right?
Yeah.
And today, what we're going to do is react to some images that, unfortunately, a lot of us are probably can relate to. If you were ever broke, then you would understand a lot of the pictures that we're going to be showing you today. And when things get grim, you just kind of have to laugh at it sometimes, right? That's something that I've learned about. I've learned with life is that when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade somehow, right?
Yeah. Or at this point, we might have to go borrow some lemons, because we might have to
borrow lemons.
Ask a neighbor or something. Can we have some lemons?
Go pick them off the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't be throwing those skins away.
Yeah.
Still good. Okay, so
it's getting real, y'all.
This is a new activity that we came up with here, and we're going to talk about budget, and we're going to try to infuse some humor in here somehow. So let's get it started. All right, so this is the first graphic. For those of you listening on Spotify, you gotta check out it on YouTube. But I will graphically tell you what's happening on the screen right now. There's a man underwater with 2 thumbs up in the air, signifying he's okay. And then the caption says, "When you have no money, but still say yes to going out." So imagine that in your head, Spotify folks.
It's like I got a couple friends that do that. Like they be wanting to go out but don't have money. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right? I mean, we all did this back in the day, right? And that's what credit cards exist. But after a while, we had to kind of pull the plug on that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you have to make hard decisions. So the next part here is our deficit. So this is the reason why we're in this situation right now. Now we have a graph of the structural deficit and its forecasting. So this is forecasts for this year, fiscal year 26 and 27, all the way to fiscal year 29 and 30. So if you see here, right now, this year, our budget is, we are in a deficit of $66.2 million, correct?
Yes. Our total budget is about $1.7 billion. But $66 million is in the deficit. And unlike the federal government, local government has to balance the budget, so we can't carry over a deficit.
Right. We're not allowed to.
Well, on the feds, their credit rating goes up or down depending on how much they owe, and so we don't have that luxury.
We don't got no credit.
We are mandated by charter that we have to balance the budget, and it has to be balanced by June 30th and ready to roll for July 1st.
Yeah. So I guess some silver linings with this situation is that the deficit isn't caused by an economic downturn, so there's no recession. It's just basically expenses, the cost of doing business and running the city of Sacramento are higher than the revenue that's being brought in. Correct, Lynette? Is there anything you want to add there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one is that our expenses are outpacing our revenue on what we bring in.
Right.
And so just to put in perspective, you'll hear us say general fund. That is basically the umbrella or the bucket where the majority of the city money sits. And the general funds, majority of the revenue comes from like property tax, Measure U transactions. So that's that 1%, that 1 cent sales tax, which voters voted on. All of our positions are paid through Measure U. So it started out as a half-cent tax, then it went to a full-cent tax. So that sales tax is also a big revenue generator, and then utility user tax.
Right.
So that is where a majority of our revenue comes from.
Taxes, fees.
So it's kind of like either we have to raise our revenue, which nobody wants that, right? Because that means your property taxes are going up, sales tax would go up.
Right.
So typically folks don't want us to do that.
I know the acronym, it's TOT, but what does it stand for?
Transit occupancy tax.
So that's the hotel and tourism kind of related tax,
So
right?
if you book a hotel room, you'll see that there's a
TOT. So basically what I'm getting at is if we can get hella people to come to Sacramento to check it out, then that's revenue, right?
We need you to come. We need you to pay for parking. Yeah. We need you
to eat at our
restaurants.
Stay in our
hotels. And buy some homes here.
Yeah.
So we can get some of that property tax. Yeah. Absolutely. So.
And still vacation in downtown Sacramento.
Right. Do a little staycation. Yeah. But it's challenging because, 3 years ago, the city wasn't doing homeless services.
Yeah, a lot of things sprang up, right?
Yeah, that's almost $50 million, you know. So it's challenging.
And for those of you watching and listening that want to follow along, we will be having the links to all these graphics and charts that we have. We pulled them out from the finance department's budget website on the city of Sacramento.gov webpage. So you'll find a link in the description below for this YouTube video or the Spotify description there.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the memes. When you want to go on vacation, but you're broke.
Oh, that's me. Dad, how you get my picture?
So Spotify, again, there's a guy there's an X-ray of a luggage, and dude is hiding in the luggage because he prioritized his mental health and wellness by going on vacation.
But someone has done that before. They mailed themselves.
Yeah, this guy right there.
They mailed themselves, for real. They mailed themselves somewhere instead of paying for a plane ticket.
Right now he's praying, please don't find me. Please don't find me.
Absolutely. But that's me. I always want to go on vacation, money or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is about priorities, right? For some of us, we prioritize our time off. And for the city, we have to prioritize specific parts of the work, right? So city council prioritize 3 things for city staff to make sure that, not necessarily not get funded, but the services should be kept whole somehow, right?
Everything is up for discussion at this point, so no decisions have been made. But what I will say is this is the first year that the council adopted priorities before going into budget conversations and negotiations. So in the past, there was budget conversations, but then it was like, we don't even know what the council priorities are, right? So they did a budget workshop priority setting last year. So this is the first time, and those priorities are economic development, homelessness, and public safety. And when we say public safety for this particular, we're talking about police and fire, but I will say that council members have said that they see public safety as not just police and fire. It's having clean and safe parks to go. It's having safe streets, so well-lit streets that you can walk and bike on safely. So public safety goes a little bit beyond just traditional police and fire.
Right. And economic development, again, that's our department, and it's the other side of this equation, right? We often talk about tax cuts, we talk about cutting things, but economic development can actually provide more revenue, right? Whether it's tourism, businesses, attracting businesses to set up shop here in Sacramento, the stadiums, all these things economic development can help generate revenue so we don't have deficits in the future as well.
Yeah, so that's why projects such as the rail yards, and people feel different kind of ways, but these are things that are going to be generating revenue in the long term. It's going to be providing opportunities for jobs, businesses. So the rail yard projects goes well beyond just a new soccer stadium, right? It's going to generate, there will be a music venue, so things of that nature, but we need more. That's what they would call like a catalytic project, because it leads to other things. And so
like getting the land ready, doing the infrastructure work, providing sewer lines, the roads in the rail yards district.
That's all jobs.
That's all jobs. And then the businesses come in, developers come in, put buildings there, and then they get leased out, and then there's more revenue for us right there.
Yep, absolutely.
Outside of those three priorities, there's also a desire to minimize, to the extent possible, any impacts on services to the public. And lastly, minimizing any extent or impacts to the staff, city staff as well. So those are kind of round out all the priorities that we have for this budgeting process.
And so for last year, they were able to avoid layoffs. We don't think that will be possible this year. So nothing is set in stone. Again, if you're listening to budget conversations, you're listening to the council members, nothing has been set in stone yet. So it is nothing is definite. Right. So if you hear somebody say they're going to cut this, they're going to cut that, they're lying because there hasn't been any decisions made.
Right. And we'll go over the calendar. There's a process. The process has a timeline of its own, and we'll share with you that calendar as well later on.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's get out of this sad page and go to a more funny one. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. There's not.
No.
So we did we talk about homelessness in the last one? We did, right? Yeah, so homelessness was a priority. And so we're bringing this up as an example of how things have changed, outside of Sacramento as well, right?
And why we are in the deficit that we're in. So and I don't want to just I don't want it to seem like we're blaming homeless services, because that's not. But just to illustrate by the chart up, in 2023 and 2024, we were spending about $12 million general fund money on homeless services. We were receiving an additional $20 million from the state. So the state was helping us kind of offset costs for homeless services. And as you see the years progress, the city has been spending more general fund money. And although it really depends on how much money we get from the state, they call it HAP funding, which I believe is Homeless Assistance Program. And so we're always in flux because we don't always know how much we're going to get or if we're going to get it. So like I mentioned, in 2023, we received about 20 million. Last year, we only got 12 million from the state, which meant the city had to pull more money out of the general fund.
Right.
Right now, we haven't heard that we're going to get any state funding. And if that's the worst case scenario. We're hoping that that's not what actually happens. If so, the city is on target to spend $48 million on homeless services. So that's about $50 million on homeless services. So that is to put in perspective, in addition to the other core services, making sure that trash is picked up, utilities, roads and things of that, housing. So we're spending a lot. And so if you're spending a lot and you're not bringing more revenue, you're always going to be in this deficit.
Yep. And this is we're not the only city dealing with this issue, right?
Like almost every city, it seems like, are having somewhat of a deficit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably has something to do with COVID too, I'm assuming. I know some money went away, which leads us to having to pay for things. But I think those programs were already sunset, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both. It's just like our revenue generating things have not outpaced our expense. We're spending more than what we have.
Right.
And I think people have relied on government to do more than what they've done in the past. Before, when you thought about the city of Sacramento, you thought about your utilities, you thought about them picking your trash up, parks.
Yeah.
You didn't think about homeless services, right? That was something that was done with the county. The county, right. They receive all the social service dollars. So that's something different. Having the homeless services, that was a whole new department that was created in the last couple of years. We're doing workforce, we're doing childcare, we're doing all of these different services that are not considered probably core services, but they're essential, right?
They're kind of like upstream of homelessness, actually, too.
Yeah. Well,
right?
It's a way to prevent homelessness, right?
Yeah.
And people forget, you got city staff that are struggling, like, with housing and things of that nature. So
yeah. Oh, good, another meme. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we have another meme here talking about all these choices we can make, but we only have change in our hands, so we have to make some hard decisions, right? And so what are these hard decisions? So this is a breakdown of the general fund, the city's general fund, what Lynette mentioned earlier. So this is a breakdown of how much each department, I guess their budget overall. Yeah.
So I mentioned that our total budget was about 1.7, but that includes enterprise funds, which, when I said 1.7 billion. And so those are like utilities that generate their own revenue through the utility fees.
Right.
So, but as far as what comes out of the general fund, including Measure U, it's $872 million is what we're at.
Okay.
And you can see police and fire take about 75% of the city's total budget.
Police and fire combined, right?
Police and fire combined. And so there's always discussion. They did a great presentation yesterday, police and fire. And I don't think anyone wants to defund. We've heard, sometimes you hear things that are just not true. They're defunding the police. And it was made clear that over the last 5 years, the police budget has increased by $100 million. So we also want to make sure we're speaking facts and not spreading rumors. And I think, everybody wants to be safe, right? If you have to call 911 or you need a paramedic, you want them to come. I think most people want that. So what's going to be interesting is council trying to make some real hard decisions. Because when you think about what their priorities are, which is public safety, homelessness, those three areas, or those two areas, public safety and homelessness, that's a large chunk.
That's
So
the
economic
majority of the
development,
general fund. Yeah.
so police is like $255 million a year. Fire, $229 million budget.
Then community response is
community
40.
response,
That's where
40.
is, right?
And then economic development, we're 5.7 million.
Yeah.
So we are like, we're not even a 1% economic development. We're not even 1% of the budget. And one of the things council asked folks to do, all departments was asked to reduce their budget by 15% and talk about what those impacts would be if they reduced their budget by 15%. And so that was what will be presented over the next couple of weeks. That's what was presented last night. Those departments that I mentioned talked about what they would be able to do or not do with that 15% cut. It was also brought by Councilmember Vang, Councilmember Maple, that they did not think that it was equitable to do a 15% cut across the board, right. Particularly when you have departments that are really, really small. So like a 15% cut to economic development, which is like 5.7 million, is totally different than 15% with the fire department, which is $220 something million, right? So right. That's one of the things that they're looking at.
Yeah. And so these presentations, what we're showing now is the schedule for folks and departments to present. The colors, just ignore the colors. I don't know why they picked those colors, because it makes look like all the city offices are bad, but I think they were just having fun with colors. Yeah. The green, that's just what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. So we already, like Lynette mentioned earlier in the council update, we already had fire, police, community response, convention and cultural services, and economic development, Office of Innovation and Economic Development already present. And so on the 17th and the 24th will be the rest of the departments.
I did forget to mention convention and cultural services. They presented as well. And I think what council was saying is that they also look at convention and cultural services as a part of economic development, because it also, generates tourism.
That's right.
It supports our artists, mm-hmm. our creative economy. And so, and then it just goes back. And then I would even say even a public safety perspective, because having cool things for people to do where they feel safe, and just have a better quality of life. I think anytime you have arts and culture involved, it makes a better quality of life.
Better experience.
We want to make sure like people are not just living in Sacramento, but they're thriving and enjoying living in Sacramento.
Yeah. It also increases business, right? Like
it increases business.
When somebody comes to town to watch a show at Channel 24, they might stay the night at a hotel and eat at a few restaurants while mm-hmm. here, and then they go back home. So those things also, help drive the economy.
I look at the impact of the arts community in like Austin, Texas. Like nobody was talking about Austin, Texas before they really were intentional about investing in the art scene.
Right.
And so now it is a driver. People go there because of that. Because of the art.
South by Southwest is there, right?
Everything. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of venues that provide local bands and live music, mm-hmm. and there's museums and all kinds of things. And so I think it really kind of put Austin on the map. So shout out to arts and the importance of art and culture.
I'll give a hype button.
Yeah, for sure. He was waiting for that.
Slightly delayed.
He was waiting on that.
It's like, can I increase the mood here? Let me throw in an air horn.
So, and I will say that this is the time for you guys to be coming to council. Check and see if it's a 2 p.m. or a 5 p.m. And if you come next week and they're talking about, Department of Utilities or Public Works, but you want to make public comment about Department of Community Response or Convention and Cultural Services, you could still do that because it's pertaining to the budget.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, as long as, and then if for any reason you want to make a comment, you can also wait and do it during items not on the agenda.
Okay. So you can still make comments in the account
about another department, even though it's not.
Even though they already presented. Oh, that's good to know.
Because it's about that agenda item. It's about the budget.
Right.
So long as it's relating to the budget, you can make public comment about it.
And also e-comments too.
E-comments. Right? You can go online and submit an e-comment. If you can't come to council, you could submit an e-comment.
Yeah.
And the mayor and the council sees all of those. And they're also available for the public to see as well.
Yeah, the public record. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on here.
Yep, that sounds like the money in my purse, looking like.
Money be judging us. What you trying to do now? Come on.
Trying to do the most.
You out here trying to do too much.
Least. Doing the most with the least. Story of my life.
So like Lynette was saying earlier, this is the time to come to council.
Yeah.
This is the schedule for the budget process. We are in March, April, so the proposed budgets, forecasts, all that stuff that we just showed you is our forecast, and letting people know, hey, Ben Franklin out here judging you with his face.
Yep.
So you need to act right and figure out what y'all want to do, right? So that's what May and June come public forum. That's when people are gonna get to speak more, and the council hears from the public, and then by then the departments will have to finalize budget, and then the city manager approves budget, correct? Is it the city manager that approves it, or is it council?
Well,
council approves it.
The city manager proposes and puts forth the budget,
correct,
and then the mayor and council will adopt it.
Right before July 1st, right?
Mm-hmm. It has to be adopted by June 30th
at the latest.
The city manager will submit a proposed budget in April based off of conversations.
Right.
So that'll happen in April. And then it'll be a little bit more concrete things that the council and mayor can react to.
So it would be safe to say, Lynette, now until about June 15th, that this is the time to come to council to say something.
I would say even before that, they're getting started a lot earlier than they did previously. Okay. So I would say between now and May. And although things can change, but I would just say like March, April, and May.
Okay, so best to get it done earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier the better.
And then we have the timeline up. We've showed you the timeline. So I would keep a lookout for this. Yeah, because as you see, the week of April 28th is when the city manager will release her proposed budget, April 28th.
Okay.
So after that, even before that, you can make comments. But after that, the month of May, I would definitely say I would be at council. Because if you're not, I go to council most weeks. I will remind you when you're complaining about something later on. I'm going to remind you that you didn't come to council.
Okay, so this schedule, all the graphics, again, we'll have these links ready for you. At the end of the podcast, I will have it in the description. And you can also find them on the website. I think this is the website here. So this is the finance department's website, and this is specifically for the budget. If you go to the link right here, cityofsacramento.gov/finance/budget, it takes you to a slightly different page. This is the FAQ page. So when you click on the budget FAQ, which stands for frequently asked questions, you'll pop up to this page here. Okay, so this is where all the information you need about this year's budget process here.
And I want to remind people, if you cannot come to council, because we also understand folks are working, taking care of their families, contact your council member. We will also put a link for our link tree up. And with our link tree, we have our community calendar, and there's a lot of events that council members are hosting. They're doing town hall meetings in partnership with the city manager. And so I believe even like tonight there's one, District 4, District 6, in partnership with the city manager. So those, a bunch of town halls. You could email your council member. Council members have office hours. Let council members know how you feel if you can't come to council. You can also reach out to them directly.
Anything else we want to cover before we head out here, Lynette?
Just want to remind people, another good way to give some input and interact with city staff is City Connect Mixers.
Oh, that's right.
Which happen every third Thursday. So March 19th at 5:30, we will be at Mojo's, which is on, I believe, 14th. 15th.
And I Street. Yeah.
So Mojo's, you will be able to groove to the sounds from DJ Greg. We will have some good food. But more importantly, we'll have some information for you, and city staff will be there. So if you have any concerns or challenges and you're trying to connect with city staff, pull up on us. Pull up.
Cool. Well, thank you for going through that process with us. Hoped you enjoyed that and you're a little bit more enlightened about the budget process now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment here and we'll try to get to them, or call your council member, your representatives. Hit us up on our CE team email and check out our website, and if you want to get a hold of us. Other than that, we've run out of time, so thank you for vibing with us today. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, Instagram, Linktree. We got LinkedIn now. Hit me up on my MySpace. Kidding. What else do we got?
Black Planet,
Asian Avenue. Find my GeoCities website. And that's all we got for today.
Thanks for vibing with us.
Thank you. With the